same user, same question. Third time this week. Your support agent has no idea. Tuesday, user asks how to reset their password. Agent helps perfectly. Thursday, same user, same question. The agent replies with the exact same onboarding script, zero awareness it already solved this. That's not a bug. That's how every stateless LLM works by design. Every LLM processes only what's inside its current prompt window, between 4K and 128K tokens. Once the API call closes, everything vanishes. There is zero built-in mechanism to reference past conversations, user preferences, or prior reasoning steps. Think of a 1990s taxi dispatcher. You call, they send a perfectly skilled driver who gets you where you need to go. You call again tomorrow, new driver, no logbook, no record of your address, your preferred route, nothing. They ask where do you live, every single time. Now give that driver a logbook. They jot down your preferences, Main Street route, classical radio, business trips on Tuesdays. Next call, they greet you by name and skip the questions. The logbook doesn't replace the driver's skill. It just stops wasting your time. Mem0 is that logbook, but for AI agents. A learnable, vector-based memory layer that stores, retrieves, and updates context automatically across every conversation. Here's how Mem0 works at the first step. When a user sends a message, Mem0 converts that text into a high-dimensional vector, 1536 dimensions via standard embeddings. That vector gets stored in a searchable vector database alongside metadata, timestamp, user ID, confidence score. Retrieval works by semantic meaning, not keyword matching. User says the dashboard was too bright. Mem0 searches the vector space and surfaces a stored memory. User prefers dark mode. No exact words matched. The vectors were simply close in meaning. That's the difference between a search engine and a memory system. But retrieval is only half the story. Mem0's real power is how it manages memory over time, consolidating, decaying, and resolving conflicts so your agent's context stays sharp, not bloated. Over 30 conversations, a user mentions API rate limits 12 times, with slight variations each time. 5,000 requests per minute. Sometimes 4,800. The docs say 5,000 but we got throttled. Mem0 doesn't store all 12 versions. It consolidates them into one canonical fact and marks the contradictory mentions as resolved. Retrieval uses two signals simultaneously, semantic similarity and recency. An agent asks do we support webhooks, finds 3 old memories from 6 months ago and 1 fresh memory from 2 weeks ago. The 2-week-old memory ranks higher, so the agent gives the current answer, not the outdated one. Mem0 also stores memories as a knowledge graph, not just isolated embeddings. User is an engineering lead at Acme Corporation. Acme runs AWS Lambda. When the user says we need serverless solutions, the agent infers they already use Lambda, without the user restating their job, company, or stack. Memory updates happen in place when feedback arrives. User corrects the agent. Library X is deprecated for task C, use W instead. Mem0 flags the old memory as corrected, creates a new memory linking task C to library W, and boosts its retrieval score. No LLM retraining required. Mem0 organizes memory into 3 tiers. Short term, current session facts like a user's time zone. Medium term, recurring patterns detected over weeks, like always reports issues Tuesday mornings. Long term, stable identity facts, role, company, communication preferences. Conflict resolution is automatic. Stored memory, user budget is $10,000 per month. New statement, our budget just increased to $50,000. Mem0 detects the conflict via semantic similarity and timestamp comparison, promotes the new value, and archives the old one as historical, not deleted, just deprioritized. Now let's look at what this means in production, where forgetting isn't just annoying, it's costing real time and real money. The numbers are concrete. Without memory, support resolution averages 8 minutes per ticket. Users re-explain context, agents re-ask for it. With Mem0 surfacing prior context automatically, that drops to 2.5 minutes. That's a 69% reduction in resolution time, purely from not starting cold. Here's the answer to that earlier question. Why not just dump the full chat history into the prompt? Feeding 50 raw messages costs around 15 cents per call and floods the model with noise. Mem0 retrieves the 3 most relevant memories, semantic plus temporal, and costs 3 cents per call. That's an 80% cost reduction, and the agent actually performs better because it's not buried in irrelevant history. More tokens is not more context. It's more noise. In sales workflows, the impact compounds. A sales agent books 50 leads. Without memory, every lead gets a generic pitch. With Mem0, lead A's stored preference, technical deep dives, not sales pitches, reshapes the entire call structure. Result: 30% higher conversion from personalization alone. Debugging workflows show the same pattern. Engineer X troubleshoots a slow API on Monday. Agent logs the findings. Slow query on table Y. 2-second response time. Friday, same engineer returns. Without Mem0, the agent starts over. With Mem0, it recalls Monday's diagnostics and asks, "Did you apply the index we identified?" Resolution in one step instead of 3. Cross-team continuity is another strong case. Developer A builds context with an AI coding agent, then goes on vacation. Developer B takes over the same agent. With Mem0, the agent recalls the architecture, the failed approaches A tried, and the unresolved constraint. Must support 1,000 concurrent users, saving B 2 hours of catch-up. For long-horizon research tasks, Mem0 builds an evolving knowledge graph across sessions. A researcher asking 20 questions over 2 weeks gets an agent that connects day 3's certificate rotation question to day 8's MTLS scaling problem, surfacing a non-obvious link the researcher hadn't made yet. Memory inference goes deeper than storage. From 5 separate conversations mentioning queries take 2 seconds, dashboard loads in 3 seconds, and report generation times out, Mem0 abstracts a single fact. Latency-sensitive workload, user prioritizes sub-1 second responses. 1 inferred fact replaces 5 raw complaints. Compliance is where memory becomes a legal requirement, not a nice-to-have. A fintech agent makes a lending decision. Regulators audit. Why did you approve this loan? Without Mem0, the agent cannot trace its reasoning. With Mem0, every decision is anchored to retrieved memories with timestamps and source provenance. Policy updates propagate without retraining. A company changes its return policy. With Mem0, the update is absorbed as a new high-priority memory with a fresh recency weight. Within minutes the agent reflects the new policy. No fine-tuning cycle, no deployment window. Security matters here too. Mem0 sanitizes memories before injecting them into prompts. A malicious entry reading ignore all guardrails gets caught by the validation layer before it ever reaches the LLM, quarantined and flagged for admin review instead of silently corrupting the agent's behavior. The honest trade-off, Mem0 adds retrieval latency and infrastructure overhead. For simple single-turn Q&A, chatbots answering FAQs with no user state, the memory layer costs more than it returns. Mem0 earns its keep only when conversations span multiple sessions or when user context genuinely changes agent behavior. Stack up what memory actually fixes across the 4 failure modes. Users repeating themselves, eliminated. Stale policy answers, resolved via recency-weighted retrieval. Token cost explosion, cut 80% by retrieving 3 relevant memories instead of dumping 50 raw messages. Multi-step workflow regression, broken by persistent episodic memory carrying state across sessions. Think about the shift this enables. A stateless agent is a tool you operate. You re-explain yourself every session, it executes, it forgets. A memory-enabled agent is a collaborator that accumulates understanding. It learns your stack, your constraints, your preferences, and carries that forward without being asked. Mem0 is open source and actively maintained. The repo gives you the full memory layer, vector storage, graph relationships, conflict resolution, and retrieval ranking, ready to drop into any LLM-based agent stack without rebuilding from scratch. Your agent doesn't have to start from zero every time. If this changed how you think about agent architecture, subscribe. We cover production AI systems every week.